Good evening and welcome to another episode of Q Stead Q. And I'm still not singing. Just don't feel like it today. Well, I started this video, part one, and I messed up so bad I just cut it off. So this is part one. I have such a sweet tooth today that I looked up a recipe for chocolate chip cookies. I found a simple one. I had every ingredient that it called for, and I decided I'm gonna make up a batch. So I just put my first batch in the oven, and they will be in for the next, let's see, I put them in at 8:38. So it's been 3 minutes. I have another 10 minutes to go on that batch. And that gave me 5 cookies. And in the last batch, it gave me 4 cookies. So altogether, it'll be 9 chocolate chip cookies. And they will be placed in my favorite bowl. I call this my cookie bowl. So this is where they'll, okay, I got a top in there. Oops. It'll go in my favorite cookie bowl and just put the top on. This is where I put my Christmas crack too, whenever I make that. I love this bowl, it's my favorite one. Anyway, that's where they'll be, and I'll be able to munch on cookies for the rest of the week and the weekend. All I need is one. Yep, I just need something sweet, so I decided to do that tonight. And so the recipe calls for a half cup of sugar, in case you want to make this, 3/4 cups of brown sugar, and actually that first video that I messed up, it actually showed me making up the chocolate chip cookies. Sorry, y'all, but that one got messed up. Okay, so a half cup of sugar, 3/4 cups of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, a half cup of butter. Then you stir the mix together. After you do that, then you add 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and being that I was using my rum vanilla, I put 1.5 teaspoons. And it smells divine. Then you mix it again. After that, you put 1 1/4 cup of flour. Then you put a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Then you mix it again. Then you add, excuse me, then you add your chocolate chips. I didn't think I had enough, but I had plenty. And I crushed some fresh pecans that I had bought at Christmas time. I was going to use that to make a pecan butter, but I decided against it. Actually, I still may do it later, but I don't think it's enough pecans to do it. But I have enough almonds and walnut to make those butters in my processor. Okay, so I added the chips. I added a few pecans, not many, because I'm not supposed to eat nuts with the ostomy. But I did crush them up really well. And I did pretty good with Christmas crack when I used the nuts. I just crushed them up with the rolling pin. And then I also decided to add some cashews to it, because I had a bag of cashews from the Christmas crack that's still in the refrigerator, and it's still good. So I added some cashews too. So that's about it. Let me see. I'm looking at the time here. Let's see, 8:38. Okay, 48, 49, 50, 8:53 is when they'll come out. But real quick, I went to my doctor's appointment today, and then I'm going to end this. And then I'm going to come back after the cookies are complete, all of them. Then I'll show them to you, how they came out. I'm not smelling them. That's kind of weird. Usually you can smell cookies baking. Okay, the oven is on. Okay, I guess they're cooking. And I don't want to open. Well, let me see. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, they look good. I'm always getting excited. They look perfect. Okay, but anyway, I went to the doctor today, and as suspected, he said that, you know, because I told y'all I did the internet doctor, and the internet doctor had this whole list of things that could be wrong. And so, sure enough, because what I was most concerned about was it being my lymph node, and he said not only is that one swollen, although this one has the knot. I'm pointing to it now. He's like, I can look and tell that your other one is swollen too. He said, but this one, I felt the knot, you know, and then this one, he didn't feel a knot. So I have to go first thing in the morning. In fact, he wanted me to go today to get the blood draw. So he ordered a CBC, and he ordered the lymphocytes, of course, and a few other blood tests, magnesium and, you know, phosphorus and all that. And so I had forgotten my coin purse or my wallet when I went to the doctor. So when I went to go get the blood draw, when I went to the lab, I didn't have it, so I couldn't get it done, and they were going to be closed by the time I got back. So I'm going first thing in the morning as soon as I get up to get the blood drawn. And so and those results will be in tomorrow. Okay, then he scheduled me, he called and for me to be scheduled for a CAT scan of the neck with and without contrast. The people called me back. Well, after he sent the fax order in, they called me to schedule. I'm thinking they're going to say, come in tomorrow or whatever. She was like, the lady says, well, the first available appointment we have for a CAT scan for you is April. I was like, and don't you say 8th. And she said, I already know. She better have said that. I told her, no, April 8th, I'm going to be viewing the eclipse. Then we ended up on a 15-minute conversation because she's excited about it too. And she was like, oh no, I took that day off from work. I'm not going to be up in this hospital while the eclipse is happening. So she's off that day. She was like, and most people did not schedule for that day. So it's going to be all people who are in the hospital getting CAT scans that day. People, outpatients like me, So my CAT scan is scheduled for the 11th of April. And actually, that was the soonest that she had. My sister was like, why is it so long? I was like, hey, that was the quickest that they had. But in the meantime, the doctor prescribed antibiotic for me to take for the next week. He said, just in case it's an infection, he said, that's the best case scenario. That is just an infection. He said, but he's like, just in case, he said, I want you to be on the antibiotic. So I go pick that up tomorrow. I also asked him for anti-anxiety medication. I don't really suffer from anxiety. I did back when I first got sick years ago in Oklahoma. That's been over 20 years. And so I was on something for anxiety at that time. And since then, I haven't had anything. So he prescribed something called Burmispa or something. I'm going to have to look it up. So he prescribed that, and then it was something else he prescribed. I forgot what it was. So that's where I'm at now. So I will at least know the blood results on tomorrow, and that's going to tell us a lot. And then we're waiting on the results of the CAT scan, and that's going to let them know exactly what it is. So hopefully it's something not major. So keep me in prayer. But I'm going to get off of here because it's almost time to take the first batch of cookies out. And I do smell them, and I smell that rum vanilla. So I'm going to get those out, and then I'll come back and show you the finished product once I'm all done with these last 4. So I will talk to you guys later, and may God bless you all. Bye-bye.